This is all the ways the Earth is going to end, from asteroid impacts to all the way to freezing in the ice age created due to passing through interstellar clouds. So I'll take you on a journey throughout all the multiple ends of the world, and we'll experience the terror and maybe find the humor in it, and I'll discuss solutions on how we can prevent this inevitability. Let's get this one out of the way, I think, because everyone has thought about it at least once, and in movies and everything, people have seen this, so it's always in their minds. Asteroid impact. Let's look at this map, and it's a map I found online. It's of all the asteroid impacts that have hit Earth from 2014. Imagine this. As you can see, a lot of impacts have hit the Earth in the past, 6-7 years. The last big one that hit the Earth was only 5 miles in diameter. That's the one that killed all the dinosaurs. We don't see any dinosaurs running around. But for us, mostly the thing that worries me the most, the fear, it shouldn't be from the impact itself, but what carries over with the impact. What are the residuals, as they might say? What's the fallout from this impact? Number one, most deaths will be caused by vehicle accidents, firearm accidents, tornadoes, electrocution, floods, so much more that people don't think about. They only think about the impact itself and the shockwave, but there's so much that goes into the asteroid impacts. Already we have solutions on how we can avoid these asteroid impacts. We have that mission from NASA that actually deflected the asteroid that was headed towards us. But in order for it to be more effective, we need more observatories that are actually dedicated to detecting and finding asteroids that are headed to us. And this will help us be prepared of any impact that's going to hit us. Number two, giant solar flares. Solar flares are these huge magnetic outbursts from the sun that actually travel at high speed and hit the Earth with these highly charged subatomic particles. These are plasmas, and this will interact with the Earth, and since it's plasma, it's going to interact with everything that has to do with electronics and magnetics. If one of these solar flares hit the Earth, it's going to turn us back to the Stone Age and render everything that is using electronics and magnetism redundant. So imagine if this goes on in the middle of the day, or if like there's high traffic with cars, planes, trains, or even power plants, and this happens at the same time. Imagine the chaos, the quick chaos that's going to go on in the streets, in the air, people at homes, the fires that are going to be started by these electric wires, going to be absolute chaos, and I don't want to see that particular scenario. And the thing that I'm most afraid of is that astronomers that have been studying stars that are similar to our own sun, the same size, right? The one solar mass of every star, they found that at the age that our star is, the star actually increases in brightness 20 times, producing more and more of these solar flares. So where we are at right now, the probability of these solar flares happening, it's getting larger and larger. And soon it's going to happen to us, and we'll have to go through this chaos. So what are we going to do to try and prevent what we're doing? The solutions that I came up with was that we shouldn't rely mostly on electronics and have to go back a little bit into using books and some things that are manual, that are analog, that are not going to be affected as much, and find newer and newer material that can repel or absorb these plasma particles. Number three, the reversal of the magnetic field. So this happens every few thousand or few hundred years, and this recently happened where the north and south pole switch. But if this happens, we risk losing the entire magnetic field. But the magnetic field is protecting us from so much. So if it's not there, we'll have cosmic rays and charged particles from the sun raining upon us. And I don't have to explain this. Go watch the movie Finch by Tom Hanks to see what the world will turn into. It will be a post-apocalyptic world which you don't want to live in. So the solution to this one is pretty simple. It's just we have to replenish the ozone layer. At the current moment, the ozone layer is close to being fully recovered. So that would be much better. If this happens, we'll have something that's protecting us for the meanwhile up until the magnetic field is generated again over the coming years. Number four, a rogue black hole. So how can this happen? We have over 10 million dead stars that have compressed into these black holes, they were in our own galaxy, right? So if any of these black holes was to come any closer into our solar system, it will be able to devour everything. There's this other video that I saw that's kind of like 2012, the movie 2012, in which the Earth is just being torn apart, right? So that particular scenario, that scene, that's so fearful to most people, is going to be possible if any of these black holes was to come any closer. Number 5, a supernova happens nearby. So this is a stellar explosion that's about 100,000 trillion megatons bigger than a hydrogen bomb. So this is a very large explosion. So if this was to happen to Alpha Centauri, which is the closest star to our own sun, this will have a massive mass extinction event, just because of the rays and the gravitational waves that are going to hit Earth. Number 7, an extreme ice age if we pass through an interstellar cloud. So this particular event, because of the solar winds that will combine with our own sun, it will prevent sunlight from reaching the surface of the Earth. And if this happens, this will cause an extreme ice age that's even worse than the one we had 1,000 years ago. Number 8, other astronomical explosions. These can be created by the evaporation of a black hole, a merger of 2 black holes, or a merger of 2 neutron stars. And this can also happen by a merger of a neutron star and a black hole. How can we actually prevent this from happening? The only solution that I've found throughout my entire research is a stellar drive. So this is a drive that can take the entire solar system and move it to safety. So there's been a lot of research done, and we actually did a video about stellar drives that show how the sun can be moved using this particular technology of vehicle to move away from danger. So bonus end of world scenarios that I found interesting that I wanted to add to this video. So number 1, this is volcanic eruptions. These can be multiple volcanic eruptions that cause a volcanic winter. So this is a cloud of volcanic ash covering the entire planet, rendering the sunlight from not entering or reaching the surface of the Earth and creating extreme cold. Nuclear war has the same effect as volcanic eruptions in terms of it will create nuclear winter that has the same effects as a volcanic war, and so much more. Look at Japan. Number 3, producing a Big Bang in a laboratory. So there have been multiple experiments by scientists, it doesn't matter CERN or any other particle accelerators, where they try to recreate a Big Bang. But if they use enough mass, this can create a Big Bang that can destroy the entire planet. I thought that was fascinating. And then lastly, annihilation by aliens. People like Stephen Hawking and Elon Musk, they all fear the invasion of extraterrestrial and destroying the entire planet. And this is a plausible situation. We'll do more videos about how the world is going to end. And I don't do this because I fear the end of the world. I think it's a fascinating death. I'll prefer dying with everyone in the world than by myself.